Welcome to my channel, The Stoic Way. I need you to listen very closely because what I'm about to say might hit you harder than you expect. There's a moment, quiet, terrifying, almost paralyzing, when a woman suddenly realizes she lost a man who actually cared. And trust me, that moment doesn't come with fireworks. It comes with a chilling silence that shakes her to her core. Before we go deeper, make sure you subscribe and like this video so you never miss the truths no one else dares to tell you. Now let's talk about her, because right now, somewhere in her day, maybe while she's scrolling through her phone, pretending she's fine, she feels an ache she didn't expect. It's the kind of ache that makes her chest tighten when your name pops into her mind, and she hates it. She hates that she suddenly cares about a man she used to take for granted. See, when a woman realizes she lost you, the world doesn't stop. The people around her don't notice the shift. But inside her, it's like someone pulled the floor from beneath her because she's not just losing a man. She's losing the version of herself that felt wanted, admired, chosen, and that scares her more than she will ever admit. At first, she tells herself she made the right decision. She repeats it like a mantra. I'm better off. He wasn't what I needed. I'll find someone else. It sounds powerful, but it's not strength. It's denial wearing lipstick because something inside her is starting to whisper a different truth. You were rare. You were steady. You were the man who showed up when others didn't. And she didn't realize it until your energy disappeared from her life, like a light switching off. She begins replaying moments she once dismissed. The way you listened, the calm in your voice, the patience in your presence. Suddenly, those things feel irreplaceable, and the question she never wanted to face hits her with full force. What if he was the one who actually cared? And that single thought, it can haunt her for days, weeks, even longer, because losing a good man doesn't hurt immediately. It hurts slowly like a shadow creeping into every quiet moment. And that's where her emotional spiral truly begins. When the reality finally settles in, it doesn't arrive dramatically. It comes quietly in the moments she never expected. Maybe she's getting ready in front of the mirror, or maybe she's lying in bed scrolling at 2 a.m., pretending the emptiness doesn't bother her. But suddenly it does, and it hits her with a heaviness she can't shake because now she's noticing something she didn't before. Your silence, your absence, your complete removal from her orbit. It's wild how powerful silence becomes when it belongs to a man she assumed would always be there. She used to expect your messages, your attention, your care. She took it for granted, not out of malice, but out of comfort. She thought you were unshakable. She thought she could push and you'd stay. She thought you'd always come back, but now you're not coming back. And that's when her mind turns against her. She starts wondering if she misread everything, if she overplayed her confidence, if she let ego speak louder than her heart. It's strange how losing a good man doesn't feel like a dramatic breakup scene. It feels like little losses piling up. She opens her phone and doesn't see your name. She shares a funny moment and realizes you're not the first person she wants to tell. She hears a song and feels a sting she can't explain. Your absence becomes a mirror she can't escape. And that mirror reflects her choices, the one she made without thinking. The moment she dismissed you, shrugged you off, told herself you'd wait forever. She thought she could explore, distance herself, buy time, figure things out. But now what she's figuring out is how deeply she underestimated you. There's a unique pain that hits a woman when she realizes she didn't just lose a man. She lost a future, a team, a sense of emotional safety. Something inside her whispers, I messed up. But pride is loud, so she won't say it. She won't admit the regret. She won't confess that she checks your social media to see if you're happier without her. She won't tell her friends. She wonders if another woman is experiencing the care she walked away from. Yet that fear that another woman might receive what she once had, that fear eats at her because now she realizes something brutal. A man who levels up after losing her is a man she can never get back the same way again. What truly begins to unravel her is the moment she realizes you're not hurting the way she expected you to. She assumed you'd chase, check in, orbit around her like you used to. She imagined you missing her, waiting for her, holding on to hope, but instead you adapted. You moved differently. You shifted your focus back to yourself. And that terrifies her more than losing you ever did, because now she's watching you quietly, secretly, living a life that isn't centered around her anymore. You're improving, you're calmer, you're showing signs of peace she never saw when she had access to you. And that's when she feels the weight of the truth pressing into her chest. You were never the unstable one. You were never the needy one. You were the giver, and she didn't know how to value that. She starts piecing together moments, memories she used to overlook, the way you listened when she spoke about her fears, the way you remembered tiny details she didn't even recall sharing, the way you made effort seem effortless. Now those memories hurt because they were proof that she had something real, something solid, something rare, and rarity becomes painfully obvious only after it's gone. But here's the part that truly twists her emotions. She begins comparing, not because she wants to, but because her heart does it without permission. She meets new men, but something feels off. The energy doesn't match. The conversation feels shallow. The connection feels faint. And then she realizes something uncomfortable. The men she's meeting now aren't you. They don't bring the same calm. They don't bring the same consistency. They don't challenge her in the way you did or see her in the way you did. That comparison becomes the quiet storm she hides from everyone, especially from herself. She'll tell her friends she's happier. She'll post pictures that look carefree. She'll pretend she's unbothered. But late at night, the mask slips. Her truth creeps in because now she's facing a reality she never prepared for. You healing is her heartbreak. You growing is her regret. You becoming a better man is the reminder that she lost someone she may never replace. And the more you focus on your purpose, the more she realizes she lost not just a man, but a future version of him she'll never get to experience. When a woman truly understands that she's lost you, there's a sudden, almost electric shock of reality. It's not just sadness, it's the clash of pride, regret, and a nosing fear she can no longer control. You see, for a long time, she may have taken you for granted without realizing it. She might have assumed you'd always be there, always waiting, always forgiving, and suddenly that illusion shatters. The subtle tension she felt when you pulled back, when your attention waned, becomes an overwhelming truth. You are no longer hers to command, no longer her constant. That realization hits her in a way that words rarely capture. Psychologically, this is a shift that triggers a cascade of emotions. Pride wars with desire. Her ego screams to reclaim what slipped through her fingers, but deep down, she fears the possibility that she can't. She begins to replay every small mistake, every dismissive comment, every time she took your patience or presence for granted. And it's not just a mental replay, it's physical. Sleepless nights, restless energy, and annoying emptiness start to take hold. That quiet fear grows louder. Here's the key most men don't see. It's not about punishment or revenge, it's about realization. She sees the reality of losing a man who wasn't just a filler in her life, but a source of genuine connection, stability, and emotional depth. And that realization can trigger longing, reflection, and yes, desperation, even if she hides it behind a facade of confidence. But what makes this particularly profound is timing. By the time she fully feels the weight of losing you, you've already shifted. Your energy, your focus, your life has moved in a direction that's no longer centered on her. That shift, subtle but undeniable, is what makes the loss irreversible. She senses it, even if she won't admit it. And that's when the truth hits hardest. The moment she finally understands that some things, some people, cannot be taken for granted. This isn't a game, it's the raw psychology of attachment, desire, and regret. And right now, you hold the awareness that most men never grasp. Knowing when to step back is more powerful than trying to force attention or affection. She feels it. The loss is real, and it changes her entirely. Now let's explore the silent, almost invisible shift in a woman's mind when she realizes she has truly lost you. This moment is like a mirror being smashed in slow motion. She starts noticing things she overlooked before. Your absence in conversations, the subtle space you create when you no longer chase, the laughter she no longer commands. Suddenly, she realizes that she doesn't have the same power over your emotions, your time, your attention. And it terrifies her because she's confronted with a truth she ignored. She cannot force someone to stay who no longer wants to be bound by her world. Her mind begins a relentless loop of what ifs and why didn't I? Every memory becomes a lesson, every ignored moment a glaring mistake. Psychologically, this is when desire turns into obsession. Not the healthy, playful kind, but the kind that gnaw at the soul. She begins to feel the emptiness of your absence, the void where your presence used to make life feel anchored, exciting, meaningful. It's a pain that no charm or manipulation can erase because it's rooted in reality. You are gone. Emotionally, this stage is brutal. She can't scream it. She can't openly show it. Pride keeps her silent. But inside, there's a storm. Loneliness mixes with regret, and she begins to understand the magnitude of what she lost. You represented something rare: consistency, authenticity, and the kind of respect most men fail to maintain. And now she realizes that once it's gone, she can't simply demand it back. It has to be earned, if even possible. Here's the twist most men miss. She doesn't immediately reach out. There's a pause, a moment of internal reckoning, where she asks herself whether she could have been better, whether she truly valued you. And during this pause, you hold all the power. You've already shifted your energy, your life, your standards. The space you've created is not emptiness. It's freedom, clarity, and an unspoken lesson in value. This is where the dynamic changes forever. She feels the weight of losing a man who could see her fully, who understood her, and who refused to settle for less than respect and connection. That realization doesn't just sting, it transforms her perspective, often permanently, and you quietly witness the profound effect of your own emotional boundaries. Now, imagine her mind when the reality finally settles in. You're gone, not just physically, but emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. She starts to understand that what she took for granted, the depth of your attention, the quality of your presence, the unwavering loyalty she assumed would never waver, was a rare gift. And gifts once gone cannot be reclaimed by mere apology or empty promises. This is when the quiet panic begins, the internal recognition that she has lost someone who cannot be replaced. Psychologically, this stage is fascinating. She experiences a mix of longing and helplessness that almost feels physical. Her thoughts begin to spiral. She replays every moment she dismissed your feelings. Every time she chose convenience over connection, the weight of those choices returns. And the truth hits hard. She had the chance to nurture something rare, something extraordinary, and now it's out of reach. Here's the part that hurts the most. She knows she can't recreate it. You've moved on. Your energy, your focus, your life no longer orbit around her. That's the loss she can't escape or forget. Emotionally, she's pulled in different directions: regret, desire, pride. Pride keeps her silent, but desire doesn't let go. She feels the value of what she lost, the rarity of what you represented. And this is where her emotions intensify, not out of bitterness, but out of clarity. She now understands that the man she believed she had control over is not someone who can be captured, managed, or replaced. You've become a standard she can't simply overlook. And here's the deeper truth most men never realize: your absence, your boundaries, your self-respect. They teach the strongest lessons of all. You show her what it feels like to lose a man who knows his worth, a man whose attention and affection are earned, not assumed. That emotional shift, that realization, is something no charm or manipulation can ever replace. By the time the impact fully lands, it's no longer about pursuit. You've already created the space for her deepest reflection, a quiet transformation, an awareness of her own mistakes, and the rare understanding that some people, once gone, can never be taken for granted again. That's the power of loss. That's the truth you hold as a man who values himself enough to walk Thanks for watching. If you found like this video, please press the bell icon and subscribe to my channel, The Stoic Way. Thank you.